guys, GoJay851 here with a new kind of video. This time we're going to be doing the collection video. Now what I mean by that is those of you who have asked how to get started and want to get started doing their own collection, this can pretty much go for anything. It's a little tutorial video, a little fun video to go over some things. So if you want to get started, it's a good place to start. So made a little list so I don't get scatterbrained, so let's dig in. Alright, so number one, know your product and what calls to you. Like, say, SH Monster Arts, X Plus, Bam Presto, model kit, whatever you want, and whatever calls to you. And also with those, which figure actually does call to you. Now, it looks like I have a lot of figures, and I do, but all of these figures have something special about them that I really wanted. I didn't just go out and buy every single figure that's ever been released. Okay, I had said no with a lot of figures. Okay, for one reason or another, I just said no to them. So, it's what calls out to you. If it is your favorite year, is there a specific feeling you have for the film? In my opinion, in my case, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in 1991. Or Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla in 1993, or GMK, or, anything from the Heisei series, just whatever calls out to you, okay? Not only that, but also pricing, okay? What can you afford? What can you pay for at this time? Does it have a layaway program? How badly do you want the figure? Do you want it right now in your hands, or are you willing to pay it off after a couple of months? It depends on your perspective and your income, or however you're going to look at it. So, that's number one. Number two, preparation. These three things have to go through your mind whenever you want to buy a figure, so Godzilla, Gundam, DC, whatever you want to purchase, okay? In my case, it's Godzilla stuff. So first thing you gotta look at is your money. How much money do you have at the time? Okay. Second, your job, or however you bring in your money, or however you're going to do your thing. How many hours do you have that week? How many hours do you have the next week, or the week after that? How much are you going to pay on insurance? How much are you going to pay on rent? And things like that. So then comes to the priorities, like I said. You've got your rent. You have insurance. If you have children, they come first. If you have a pet, sorry to say, they come first as well. You got to keep them fed. Okay. Also, if something breaks, that's very important. So like a toilet gets backed up for a few weeks, and you're sitting there with a plunger for hours trying to fix it. Are you going to have to pay to have that fixed by a professional? Okay. So there are a lot of things to prioritize before spending your money on figures. Okay. Alright, so, number three. Once that is all settled and you're going to be getting your figure, where to put your collection. Okay. Now, you may see that I have a couple of shelves, and on this little clothes boudoir shelf, whatever, I have figures on as well. Now, some would say, oh, you spend a lot of money on your shelves. Well, if I bought them brand new, then yes. However, here's a fun little thing. With bookcases like this, or the one I have for my SH Monster Arts figures. Now, for the SH Monster Arts, I got it at a store that was unfortunately going out of business, that I had never heard of until that day, and walked in and saw it, and it looked great. Had to have it. It's $20 because they were getting rid of it. Okay? Now, this right here, the guy that I got it from, he said he spent $400 on it, but he didn't have room for it anymore. So guess how much I paid for it? Nothing. That's right, I spent nothing on this bookshelf case. We were coming home from work one day, and I saw it on the side of the road. Got out of the car, went to the guy's front door, knocked on it. He was leery, like, what's this big scary guy with the beard want? I'm like, hey, I see this shelf out by your dumpster. How much do you want for it? He's like, I don't want anything. I'll just get rid of it. So, it was in the same neighborhood. I actually went home, got a shopping cart. Not shopping cart, like a, what's it called? Hand truck. Got a hand truck. Walked all the way back to his house. Got it, got the shelves. Gave the guy a handshake. Walked it home, and bam. Got it for free. Another good thing is wire racks. Okay, look at the picture. With wire racks, I got the wire rack that I have and a future wire rack that I'm going to be getting because I have a gigantic surprise coming in November. And the wire rack that I saw is actually bigger, and means I got to move some stuff around, which is fine. I'm planning on opening up a eBay store soon and getting rid of some of the non-essential things. We'll get into that later. And where did I get it? I got it at Walmart. This one that I have with a few figures on, it was about 20 bucks. Or was it 30? Somewhere, it was less than $50. I know I spent less than $50 on it. Plus, it's able to hold 3 shelves worth of things, but the way how I have it set up, I only have 2 shelves in. So, you know. One big thing that a lot of people are getting are these plastic racks you see at like an auto parts store that holds like paint on it. They have massive backings, so you can put the tails. There's a big open area in the back if you want to place what's left of a box behind it as well. So those are just some ideas. Another idea, hey, a friend is moving. They need help moving. Hey, I'll help. That's some extra bucks. Or if they have some extra shelving, or if they have some extra room to get rid of, then you can just bring it on home with you. So there's that. Okay. So, little side thing. When talking about boxes, there's 2 schools of thought on this. Should I keep the box or should I get rid of the box? Well, when you collect as much as, say, I have or others have, you don't really need the boxes anymore. Now, this is the box from the Shinjuku Godzilla that I got the other day ago, the 91 Yuji Sakai, and I have nowhere really to put it. So, does it mean I'm going to throw the whole thing out? No, not at all. In fact, take a knife, or if you have a box cutter, stab in, let the blade do most of the work. Sometimes you have to force through. Got the front. I have an entire box of the fronts for my X Plus figures. Now this, you can put this in your garage, use it for storage to hold old paint cans if you want, or if you just don't want it, chuck it aside. Okay, next up. Where to find collectibles. Number 4, where to find collectibles. Now, there are 3 places, well, 4 actually, that I really like to go to. The 5th place, actually, that's on the list is actually an absolute last resort. But, okay, turn this on. Oh, by the way, little thing on the side. Whoever can guess what's the picture on my laptop over here. By the way, I got the laptop for a steal as well. You guess what picture it is? Next time I see you, you'll get a nice sweet caramel square. Alright, that's just silly. Let's just move on. Okay, so 4 places that I really like to go is Flossie's Gifts, Vampire Robots, Hobby Search, and Big Bad Toy Store. Now, on a daily basis, I know this sounds a little odd to do this on a daily basis, but you do have to be daily with these things. So, come over to the computer, open up my apps, let it load. Okay. Flossie's Gifts. Okay, so that brings it up. And you can check right here on your computer, or if you have a phone, whatever, just go through and see what they have. Now, something nice, they're having a sale, Labor Day sale. So things are usually, well, got one thing that's at $139, that's down to $119. Okay, so that's another great thing to look at. Okay, so you got Flossies. Okay. Vampire robots. Okay. Got your vampire robots. Okay. And you got a Godzilla stand or the pre-orders. I usually go for pre-orders. And that's where they have all the little lovelies that are coming out in the next few months or next year or whatever. So there's that. But a big place that I recommend you guys check first before going to these other places, if you're into getting new releases when they first come out and you don't want to wait for Diamond reissues, Hobby Search. Okay, there's a Hobby Search Japan. Click on that. Eventually find what you're looking for. Godzilla. Anything new today? And no. Unfortunately not. Nothing new today. So, there is that. Those are ideas of where to go. Alright, so number 5. Deals and Diamond. So, like I said, with Flossies, for one place, they're having a Labor Day sale. I think that it goes through tomorrow. So if you're looking to get X Plus figures or any other collectibles that the store has, give them a call or give them a look on the internet. Don't call them unless you want to call them. Oh God, what have I done? Anyway, Christmas, another time for great deals as well. You know, if you're patient. Some people aren't. I recommend being very patient in this game. Lastly, the Diamond reissue. Now, a little side thing, a little story to tell. I did not hear about X Plus for a long time. In fact, I heard about SH Monster Arts before I heard about X Plus, and they roughly came into doing their thing around the same time. And they released several figures for X Plus, namely Godzilla 1984, Mechagodzilla 74. You know, a lot of greats. I didn't hear about these figures till around late 2014, early 2015, and I go to look at these figures, and they're sold out everywhere. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I'm trying to look for Godzilla 84, and I go to the place that is last on the list, and this is the reason why, eBay. Godzilla 1984, the original release, not the Rick, the original release. The lowest that people had it on there for was $700, sometimes $800, and for the Rick, I saw $1,000+ for it. I know my limits. I know when to hold, when to fold. That was that. But then, this beautiful thing, Diamond reissuing. They reissued the 84 figure, and it was like a quarter of that price that they wanted. I immediately picked it up, and I do not regret waiting at all. There's nothing wrong with Diamond figures at all, especially when it comes to Yuji Sakai figures as well. Now, I'm not sure there's really that much of a difference in payment for Yuji Sakai figures, but when I got the original 91 Hokkaido landing, yeah, I paid $340 for it, because I didn't know where to get the figures correctly. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with eBay, but you are going to be paying a lot more on eBay. Okay, there's nothing to say that eBay is evil. I just used eBay last night, actually. That's going to be a future unboxing. It should be coming at the end of September. But I use it as a last resort because prices do go up very high on there. So, where was I? Diamond. Also, more Diamond figures are coming, especially things that are special for like a Wonderfest or, very special areas like that. Like the 2002 Kiyu with the backpack on his back. Yeah, apparently that was an exclusive, and that was running up into the 400s and 500s. They're re-releasing it next year through Diamond for $100-some bucks. I can't remember exactly how much it is off the top. In fact, I can look that up right now. Flossie's Gifts. Oh. Whoops. Forgot. Flossie's Gifts. So, next year, rather than spending an arm and a leg for that figure, Diamond is reissuing and $165. There's nothing wrong with Diamond. Okay, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Okay, so, moving on. Alright, so, number 6. Now, I think this is one of the most important things once you start collecting figures, okay? Make friends and give shout-outs, because it's the right thing to do, in my opinion. Okay? Mainly, what am I talking about? On Facebook, share your collection. Show off your collection, okay? Show your collection to the collectors groups. You know, if you're into SH Monster Arts, there's the SH Monster Arts Collectors Group. If you're into X Plus, there's the very gracious and very awesome group of the X Plus Collectors as well. Also, Kaiju Addicts. Okay, also the up-and-coming, high-rising Summit Kaiju as well. Especially if you like to take pictures of your figures and try to do, you know, what's the word they used? Figure photography. And if you really are into that, this is a great place to show them off. Make friends. Make inroads with a lot of people, okay? Keep them on the up and up on future releases that you find. And they'll keep you, you know, just all come together as a group, as a big family. You know, and then you'll find collecting things a lot easier. And, well, you still have to pay for things, but you'll be able to be on the inside. I don't know if inside track's where I want to use it, but you'll be able to, you know, make your time a lot easier. Take a lot of that extra legwork you have to do. If you just go on and you work with the groups on like Facebook or even Twitter or even Instagram. A lot of people on Instagram are constantly saying, hey, where'd you get that? Hey, where'd you get that? Hey, I got this here. So, you know, it's always good to make friends. It's always good to make allies when you're doing the collection stuff as well. Because they'll keep you in the loop and you can keep them on the loop. Okay? Alright, number 7. This is also very important, okay? And this song is probably going to get stuck in your head for probably the rest of this night and probably all day tomorrow, but know when to hold and when to fold. Okay, what do I mean by that is, when to hold. If you do not have the funding for something, do not break yourself to get the funding for it. Okay, this is a fun hobby. A hobby that I've taken a lot of pride and a lot of interest in. However, I know that there are things out there that are more important than the collecting. There are. You know, you got your family, you've got your pets, you've got your job, you have your insurance, you have all these things all roll into what you need to do besides collecting. Collecting is a side thing. Before, I used to, you know, get 2 or 3 things a month. And I was flat broke all the time. It wasn't until I actually, you know, pumped the brakes just a little bit. I know when to hold. I don't need to own every single figure that came out. I only get the figures that really call out to me. Okay. Like, Hedra, Titanosaurus, Batra, Godzilla 2014, Yuji Sakai, GMK, the 2003 SOS Godzilla, and also the Kiyu as well from the film. Okay, 84, 89, another 89. However, and that's another thing, double dipping. You have to be careful when double dipping. Okay, because you don't want to have too much of the same thing. However, you got your Yuji Sakai and you've got your Diamond release. Okay, 91 Hokkaido. Okay, 92 Diamond reissue. Okay, all of these figures all have something that really calls out to me and that I really like. Okay, now let me give you an example of a figure that would come out that I wouldn't really care for. A lot of Gamera figures that come out, you know, don't really call to me and really make me feel like I need to own them. So I pass on a lot of them. Where I know a lot of people, they have the extra income, they have the extra funds, and they're able to collect everything that they want. But it all comes down to you. What can you afford? What bill is going to come out of nowhere and kick you in the legs and say, hey, you got to pay this before you can go have fun? Prioritize. know when to hold, know when to fold. When something is released that you really like, however, you're not going to be able to pay for it. Say if it's a gigantic figure, or if it's a figure that looks awesome, but it's just, you're going to have to go so many extra steps to go out of your way to get it. You may need to know when to fold and just let it pass. Maybe sometime in the future it'll have a reissue that you'll be able to afford a lot better. Maybe. Okay. But it all comes down to prioritizing what you need to do, and sometimes you just gotta let some things pass. Like I was talking with someone on the Facebook collectors group for X Plus. The Shinjuku Godzilla just came out. Hobby Search actually got some more in, okay? And I shared that online. And I showed the gentleman I was talking to, and he said, pass, I'll wait for the diamond. Nothing wrong with that, you know. So it's just ideas to go around, and yeah, there's that. Okay. Okay, so number 8, the last thing that I'm going to talk about, and we'll wrap this up. Have fun, but pace yourself. So, whether you're just going to do unboxings like I do, you're going to take pictures like people at Summit Kaiju and Kaiju Toy Figuramas, okay. Whether you're going to do whatever you're going to do with your figure, make sure you have fun while doing it. Okay, make sure it's going to be something you're going to be having fun doing. Don't feel that you have to go out and get every single figure, okay, because you definitely will be... Oh, here's another one. Kumanga. Even though I did like Son of Godzilla, I can't stand Kumanga. It freaks me out. Something about spiders. Just because I like the film doesn't mean that I went out and I got Kumanga. Okay, I did pass on Kumanga. I don't really like the figure. I don't really like the monster. Okay, I was like jumping for joy when it was killed at the end of Son of Godzilla, so I was able to pass on that and not think a thing about it. I didn't say to myself, well, it's X Plus, you know, let me break out the wallet and get it. Not at all. Not at all. I let it go. Nothing to it. I don't regret it at all. So, yeah. So, but to pace yourself, also, you know, make sure everything is taken care of that needs to be taken care of before you go spending hundreds. Sometimes some have spent thousands of dollars on things that can wait. Sometimes it's the chase that is really there, and rather than the actual thing that you catch. You know, one thing I'm getting on eBay towards the end of the month was almost $300 at the beginning of August. And I thought, oh geez, I'm really going to have to dig in deep. I'm really going to have to dig in and really pay for this. The past weekend, a lot of places dropped from the high 200s, almost 300, to the low 200s, almost into the 100 area. Okay, sometimes you got to know when to hold, and here's the biggest thing that you can take away from all of this. If you don't want to watch the entire video, patience is a virtue. Okay? If you can't pay for it now, Mechagodzilla 93 is already getting a diamond reissue. It's coming out in January. So if you weren't able to get him and you passed on for now, you have your opportunity coming up very soon to get him. Okay? Like Shin Godzilla, the 25 centimeter, when that was first released, it sold out like hotcakes. For a great reason. Why? Because it's awesome. But anyway, they kind of diamond reissued. Well, no, wait. It was a second batch they made. It wasn't a diamond reissue. So when the demand is up, they will release more, and they will get you more if you need them. Okay, like the Shinjuku Godzilla as well. That was sold out for quite some time on Hobby Search. I just checked the other day ago, and they've got more in stock. So sometimes you have to know when to hold, when to fold. And what else? And that's it. That is all she wrote. Thank you all for watching this. It's a little different, that's true. Hey, trying to give a little something back, and those who want to start their collection, and where to start, how to start, and what to expect in the future. So, this is GoJoday51 saying goodnight. Hope you all enjoyed this. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on the Twitter at MRJGoJoday51 or on Instagram. Just type in around the same thing and they should come up with me as well. But till next time, whether it's the next unboxing, the next live stream, or whatever, see y'all later. Have a good night.